Today's episode is brought to you by Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, green juice, solves the problem of juicing greens on the go. Just add water, drink, and let your body soak up the benefits. Visit Organifi.com, that's Organifi.com, to learn more about an exciting offer for you, our podcast listeners. Today's show is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh does the shopping, planning, and delivery, so all you have to do is focus on the hustle and the bustle of holiday shopping and then sit back and enjoy. It includes recipe cards with 6 easy steps, including photos, guys, to help calm that holiday chaos and create some gourmet meals that you and your family can enjoy. So check out HelloFresh today to stay afloat during this busy holiday season. And now to today's show.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, or should I say the captain?
Captain
of this ship.
CJ. Of this ship.
CJ, joined as always by the Barbados sensation, the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Phillips.
What it do?
And Eric Douglas Thomas. We are.
Somebody asked me the other day, why does he keep calling you Douglas? Tell us my middle name, sweetheart.
Yeah, Frederick Douglas.
Yeah.
Man, we are coming live to you from the deck of the Regal Princess. So
Yes, sir.
listen, man, if you hear some music in the background, somebody splashing in the ocean, some flags
Flying high.
flying
Some
high.
flags flying high.
Do not alarm yourself. This is not a cause for concern. We are just atop the Love Boat.
Yeah.
And man, we about a little over halfway through with our trip.
Yeah,
And,
what's today, Wednesday, Thursday?
Thursday.
Wow,
Yeah,
it went
today's
quick.
Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah, it went quick. But but we're here, man. And so how was y'all experience so far? I wish I could say I seen y'all a whole bunch, but everybody just kind of been rocking out. We saw each other at the events, of course, but how y'all been?
Oh man, I'm telling you, I'm always just geeked to have that different feel for a couple of days, you know what I'm saying, just to be aware. I ain't gonna lie, we had a little bit of a rocky start. The boat was moving more than I thought. It's our first cruise.
Yeah, day one, we had a little turbulence.
Just a tad bit of turbulence, but man, it's just, man, to be in a place where not everybody you love, but a lot of the people you love all in one spot. You could just walk into people anywhere, everybody's smiling. The energy is at an all-time high, man, so just enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
Feels like a picture though, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here, you see like 3 shades of blue.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy, the mountains with the houses. And you know what I like about the islands is unlike Detroit. I think when I lived in Detroit, it may not be the same in Lansing, see, but in Detroit, all the houses were shaped the same and was the same color on the block.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Whoever the designers were, they weren't real creative in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So just sitting here looking at, like, you see those houses over there, they've got like with like an orange red top to it.
Yeah.
You got the that other house is green. You know, some houses right here off the beach, others all the way at the top of the mountain. And look at the green on the mountain is even, you know, 2-3 shades green. Couple ships in the ocean, a couple little yachts, man. This is just, yeah, it's phenomenal, man. I've had a great time. I'm not gonna lie. I have not necessarily had to deal with the, you know, the motion sickness, but I think 2 days ago my wife did. And so that was like, she was hurt because she wanted to, they were supposed to be, for the marriage boy, she was supposed to participate and she didn't get a chance to. But let me tell y'all something, my girl is in heaven. It has nothing to do with the cruise ship itself, but her babies are here. My wife is a like mother hen. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as her 2 kids are with her, I'm just like, I don't know what y'all gonna do when y'all grow up. Y'all gonna have to get a built-in house or something so that y'all can, you know what I'm saying, like just be right there with us. But man, she is enjoying herself to the fullest. We've been eating breakfast and lunch and dinner on the deck. you know, on the balcony.
Everybody ain't got that kind of day.
I was gonna say,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
My
You gotta
day,
do.
you might be able to eat a turkey sandwich out that joint if you stand up.
I never said we
You know
didn't
what I'm
have
saying,
turkey
Will?
sandwiches.
You might be able to hit a turkey sandwich. I seen a picture of E-Whole family
I'm talking about they
having
got, like,
Thanksgiving
dinner out there.
dinner on his balcony. Please post that with an insider.
With an insider.
Unbelievable.
We do have an insider. I don't know how we got an insider on the ship. But we did. So yeah, no, Dee, man, is extremely happy, and yeah, man. So I mean, we could talk about it in depth a little bit later, but yeah, she's excited, man. So I'm always happy when she's happy.
Yeah, no, it's just been a beautiful trip all the way around. I think one of the things that's made this trip so special thus far is we got a great group. You know what I mean? Like, everybody on the ship is like family. Like, we hung out, partied. The other night, he was hosting Mafia. And also, we played Duck, Duck, Goose.
Duck, Duck, Goose.
And I'm
Musical
talking about
Cheers?
it was lit. I'm sorry, musical
I
chairs.
knew exactly
My bad.
what you meant.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Go circle.
We played musical chairs, and I'm talking about grown folk. And it was a blast, man, just with the music, everything, man. And so, yeah, definitely having a blast here. You know, still trying to work out a little bit, still eating pretty good. But yesterday was St. Thomas, today St. Martin, and then 2 days back to the States after that, man. But E, me and you kind of talked yesterday, I think it was, and you had watched the movie in the cab. What was the name of the movie?
The Family Man.
The Family Man.
The Family Man.
So just break it down for us, the movie a little
Quest,
bit.
you
and
get
then,
to see the rest of it?
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Quest
Let me
saw it
tell-
too?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Let me say this to you. Don't worry about Quest. This ain't that kind of podcast. You can talk from the, he talks, you all right. If I had another mic, I'd mic you up. You know, first of all, y'all know I don't really, and I'm not against movies. It's just not a part of my, routine. You know, Dee and I kind of just like to kick it. And I went to the room and she was watching it, but it was weird. She fell asleep, but I felt impressed to watch it, Quest, especially because I felt like, this is one of the major challenges that we have to face dealing with our Breathe University, dealing with our game changers. And it's really a movie about a man who, balance, family balance, man, family life balance. You know what I'm saying? And I cried, guys. I'm just gonna be real. It was a couple scenes where I cried, but it was one scene, and I don't want to give the movie away, but it was one scene where a guy who had worked his whole life got fired and didn't have an opportunity, and something happened where he got employed again. And man, just to see how excited, and it just reminded me, of we ain't always been here.
Yeah.
And people want to act like we've always been. We have not always been here. And I do remember getting some critical calls where it's like, E, you ain't gonna believe it, but I got you $5,000. And I'm in the bathroom like, whoo, like it's working. E, we got a commercial. And it's like, no, we didn't get a commercial. It's working. TNT wants you to open up, for the NBA. So I'm watching this movie, see, and long of it short, my man is in the sales industry, murdering the game. Mm-hmm. But he ain't at the crib. See, it's one of those, and you can relate, it's one of those jobs where you gotta do 10, 12 hours, you know what I'm saying? 5, 6 days a week.
Yep.
But you gotta do it, see, because it's sales. And it's like you gotta stay there because the day you fall off is the day you fall off. You know what I'm saying? So my man putting in 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and out of nowhere, one of his children, I think his son had to be maybe 12, 13, if that, got diagnosed with a form of cancer. And so, oh man, now my man, his whole world's crumbling because he's struggling between working and being at the hospital with his son. And Quest, the part that blew my wig, to me that was like the centerpiece where I was like, every man and woman, every partner that's dealing with balance issues gotta watch this movie. They're at Thanksgiving and he just goes off on his wife in the kitchen, but everybody could hear him in the other room. And she kind of giving him that, your son got cancer. Take this serious. He about to die. And my man just go off like, how you think we got this lifestyle? You think we got this lifestyle from me chilling? You think I would've, then he go off on his girl. You can't get a job. You've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 10, 13 years. Who you think gonna hire you? And he just blow up. I mean, her family in the other room, like, awkward, like, yo, he going off on my door. Then he talking about, how you think your brother got the $5,000 loan that he never paid us back?
How you think Junior out here living?
You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I'm just being real with y'all, man. It brought me to tears. First quest, it brought me to tears because I was like, yo, we made it. We made it. Like, we got so good at what we did that we got to the other side of that. But why I cried, Quest, was how many people are stuck there. And then worse than that, how many people are not making the money my man making? He had the fresh ride, they had the fresh crib, and there's people putting in 12 hours, 7 days who haven't even gotten the benefits yet, and they spouse or partner on their head like, yo, what about us? So I just felt bad for my man because he was grinding. He was the best of the best. He was competing against another young lady. She was a shark. She ain't care nothing. Man, y'all, okay, don't tell that part of the movie, E. I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, see, it's broke my heart because it's a movie about balance, and it's when do you stop? Like when you blowing up, seeing you there, and you making the money, and you got the lifestyle. I said it today on the ship, we had our worship experience. I'm finally at a place where I could do it, and I ain't trying to do it. Like, not that I'm not trying to do it, but I'm like, yo, I'm digging getting up and strategizing and getting on the road and whatever. And here I am at a place in my life where I got the type of team where I can retire. And I don't mean from speaking, I'm talking about the day-to-day responsibilities. I don't have to be engaged in that. And I'm still fiending Quest to get on the phone, be at the meeting. I'm watching TJ do his thing. What's his name? Jeremy doing his thing. And I'm just being real with you. I'm used to being, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do when you can put up 40 a night and
on the bench?
And you on the bench. Like, good job, yeah, boom, boom, boom. But you know you still got 40 in you. And it's like, Barry Sanders retired, not when he got broke. I respect him because he walked away from the game in the prime of his game. He wasn't broken down like an Earl Campbell who was he had to quit. You know, so man, the movie was phenomenal. And like I said, we got time. Y'all get in. I'll talk about some stuff that's happened with Didi and I since we've been here to create that balance. But that was the movie, man. And I want you all to go watch it. And we'll talk about, I guess, see, you guys can give me 1 or 2 tips. Like, what would you say to a person who's for real, just started? What's the balance, y'all? Is there a balance?
Right. So as you're talking, though, I'm thinking in this, you know, what Josh always says. Like, yo, you got something to lose now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you think about like the blow up, right? Like you think about where we were when we were grinding, like just trying to get this thing off the ground. Like, yo, it's either this or we're gonna all be just working at, you know, a regular gig, you know, what have you. And so you work like crazy to get the spaceship off the ground. And then once you get the spaceship off the ground, well, now it's like, okay, we still gotta go to the moon. So somebody might be looking and you might be past the clouds and you like, oh, okay, you up there, but in your own mind, you like, okay, I got more to do, 1. And then 2, everybody saw me take off to the clouds. So if I gotta come back down to earth, I'm gonna look even crazier. You know, you always say it's nothing to be broke, but it's a whole nother thing to have something and have to come back. So I think the fear of not having is what ends up kind of driving you crazy and not having that balance. And I think you get into a situation where if you're not careful, especially as an entrepreneur or business owner, whatever, sales, one of those type professions that require so much energy and effort, it'll never shut off, right? And I used to be guilty of it too. Like after this 2 weeks, me and Carl got to knock this out. As soon as I finish that, I'm done.
That's it.
But it's always something else that comes up in this. So therefore, I'm saying you have to manufacture that balance. You literally have to say, I'm shutting it down. I'm with my family. We're doing this. I'm on the cruise. I'm making it happen. Like even for us on the cruise, we're working, but we all took time to go on excursions and you know, go out to the beach and things like that. And I guess Quest, you may even be able to talk about it from a standpoint of you're happily married now, but you had a divorce before, and were any of those issues of balance or time and those things issues that you didn't get right the first time, and now that you're getting right the second time?
And even now, Quest, you at the beginning stages of starting a company and really needing to put in every second of the day.
And I should have told y'all, Quest is one of E's long-time best friends who Carl and I have known forever. He's here on the cruise. He runs our marriage ministry inside BU.
Another super flamingo, y'all.
Another
super.
flamingo.
He might got me beat.
Flamingo.
He might got me beat.
Flamingo. Yeah. Quest, talk to us, man.
No, you balance is indeed a crucial part of this whole thing. I mean, like for real, and I struggle with balance. And I struggle with balance because, like, for real, when I see, you know what I'm saying, the squad doing what they do, from E to you to Carl to Josh, when I see y'all doing what y'all doing, even when I come by the house and I see you working, I'm like, you in that little front office of the house, and it's all day long, you know what I'm saying? And that's me at home. I'm behind my computer, I got papers on my desk, I'm looking at things, and I'm constantly moving, and I can get so engaged that I don't even eat during the day. And then I'm still engaged after Faith has already gone to a place to go and work. Come and pick the kids up, come back home. And when she come home, she don't want to see me behind a desk. But I'm so like engulfed in what it is that I'm doing because I love it. I love the fact that I get to work with my friends. I love that I get to, so I can get really engulfed sometimes. When I'm in a coaching session, sometimes I take coaching sessions during family time. And she'll be standing behind the computer like, yo, what's the problem? I'm like, yo, I'm in a coaching session. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that money because you want to be able to do this. You want to be able to do this.
What's this? What do you see, Quest? You said this.
It's beautiful. This is St. Martin. We in the Bay of St. Martin. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the hotels, the blue water. I mean, I'm not talking about like dark blue like in the ocean. I'm talking about blue-green. The temperature. It's what is this?
I don't know. Perfect.
I mean, what month we in? What month we in?
Perfect.
Is this February?
March.
And in March, we don't feel this in the States where we live in March. You know what I'm saying? And look at the mountains. I mean, it's beautiful.
So let me ask you then, what is the balance? Because that is everybody's struggle is, yo, I want to do well, you know, and I find myself like I don't have the victory over it, but I find myself like, okay, see, where can you really put your phone down? And that's the phone messed up everything.
Everything.
Because like back in the day, it's like you could just, you know, once you left the house or you told your girl was like, all right, we going shopping.
Don't miss
it's
that, y'all.
over.
We just said phone, y'all. Don't miss that.
Right, I'm saying. So now though, it's like your work can literally travel with you everywhere.
You go.
Like I got emails this morning and it's backed up and I'm like itching. Somebody called from London. First of all, I was mad because they hit me 2 months ago and I gave them a price. And they act like they didn't want to do it. And now,
they hit you back.
The day I go on vacation, she started emailing me. I wasn't emailing her. Like she just emailed me a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, yo, I gave you a price. You act like it was too high. I'm on vacation right now. She must have emailed me 4 times since we've been on vacation. And then finally this morning, my wife was asleep, so I was like, let me fire back. I was like, I'm out of the country. Like I'm not getting on the phone to talk about a voiceover while I'm out of the country. Like I'm just not gonna do it. Like this is my time for my wife. Because here's the thing, I know how it go. It go down a rabbit hole. So then you wanna talk at 8 o'clock, then you gotta get your superior and I gotta be set for a meeting at 12. And now my wife's pissed off and now I'm not getting the time in that I thought I should get in. And so for me, I guess that balance is something you always work on. But at the same time, shoot, it's almost $3,000 a month for my kids to go to preschool. So I'm like, yo, you can't chill either. There has to be a balance, and I think that's one of the things that, you know, we've kind of been able to do in ETA is figure out how to be profitable and successful financially while still being able to maintain that balance somewhat, right? And I think, but I always think it's a conscious effort and something that you always taught me about, you know, withdrawals and deposits. You know, and you can explain the concept, E, but that was something you taught me a long time ago that made a lot of sense.
So a couple things, C-Sat, I just want to make sure we catch. The phone is one of the problems. So talk about
Big
the
time.
phone to each other. Okay, y'all listening right now, have a phone conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to the entrepreneur. I promise you, if you say, I work 10 hours and you go to 9, if you a beast, you'll find a way. Listen to me. That's the thing I never talk about when I talk about Michael Jordan, which is probably why I revere Mike so much. The last 3 minutes of a game, I don't care what he was doing in the other parts of the game, he could take over the game in the last 3 minutes. He'd take off his, and then he come out and murder it. So I'm saying, like, explain to your spouse and to yourself when you gonna own it. You feel me? Like, make that time frame where you like, okay, I know I can do it in 10, but in 9, I'm gonna own it. So I'm gonna sacrifice an hour. So C always he talked about the phone. What was the second thing you said, C? A rabbit hole. Like, identify the rabbit holes. Identify those places where, you know, Quest, you just said it. When you get on those conferences, those calls, you might say it's a 30-minute, but because you're a flamingo and be real about who you are, don't play with it. Be
Quest
real.
there for 4.5 hours. Getting it in.
He will. So you got to say to yourself, Quest, if 30 gonna be 30. That's where I want to say what C said, deposit withdrawals. Listen to your spouse. A lot of y'all don't listen to your spouse. I was just talking to TJ this morning. We're going to have
just
a session
relationships, period.
Right,
bro.
you don't listen.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
period.
real.
Ain't even married.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't
you're
listen.
friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and why do you have them if you're not going to listen? So TJ said something to me earlier today about Valissa, his wife. And I said, bruh, hear when I tell you, I've been blessed. Didi is a gorilla. So watch this. Here's the beauty. You got to listen to your people. Why are they in your circle if you're not going to listen? So I'm blessed with Didi because Didi, I'm a flamingo. I'm 99 flamingo. So you can't be 99 flamingo and be with a flamingo because they're not going to ever govern you. A flamingo going to be like, oh, you don't know how to 4? Go 5, go 6, right? But what the gorilla is saying is, like, yo, I'm not telling you not to be on the phone. I'm not telling you don't do your gift. I'm telling you to put a time limit on you. And so I love Didi because, listen to me, you can't bully Didi, right? And I'm talking to somebody out there. You keep having friends that you can manipulate. You keep picking people you can dominate and control. And so the reason why you never grow is because when they say something to you, you can beat them down and they're gonna shut up. Didi a gorilla, bruh. You're not about to bully her. You're not about to talk loud to Didi and Didi gonna back up. You're not gonna make her feel like she can't talk. It was somewhere the other day we was talking. And Didi, I said something, I was like, yo, Didi, chill. She was like, chill? You want me to stop talking? I was like, no, not like that. I told her, I was like, not like that. It's a BU fan behind us. And this may not be the, oh, she's like, oh, okay, because I thought you were trying to tell me. I was like, no, I'm not going there. So y'all think I'm playing when I say this, but I said this, C, look, man, C, come on. I'm being real, C, somebody need to hear this. I have a friend, we're not going to say names, who is a flamingo amongst flamingos. And got a divorce because the wife is a chameleon. And so the wife became where he was. Never challenged him. But she became where he was. So she late, because he late now. She talking for a long period of time because he talking for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? She became where he was. And so she never challenged them. It was like, okay, I'm gonna be where he is. And they look up, they divorce. Whereas when you got that person that riding you, they say, I'm not gonna become what you are. I'm not gonna let you do this. This is wrong. So we on the trip and Didi like, yo, get it in. Tell me when it is though. Let's look at the schedule. You tell me before we get on the ship. Like, tell me when you working. I don't care what you tell me. You show me where y'all doing your sessions. How long, what time you getting up, because I'm gonna stay in the bed. How long y'all gonna go? But at 1 o'clock, I'm expecting you to be back in this joint.
Ready.
Your daughter's birthday.
Not tired.
I'm talking about ready, bro. Your daughter's birthday is March 6th. I don't want to hear nothing about you got to do this on your daughter's birthday. You need to be in here. Let me tell you what I did, Quest. I shut it down. And I've got a great team, so they ain't tripping that I shut it down. But I shut it down, and guess what I did? We were on the balcony eating as a family. We was taking pictures, and guess what? It wasn't no, I'm wearing what I want to wear. It's, all right, what I'm going to be putting on, Didi, smiling, sitting with Jada doing my thing. So I think that's the piece for me, see. The deposit is not what you want to deposit. What does love mean to your spouse? What does time mean to your spouse? And you do what they want you to do. And Didi's so geeked up. I'm right here right now. She probably don't even know I'm here, but we got time yesterday together. She was like, look, Carl, we going on. I'm like, whatever we doing, what's what we doing? I'm not tripping. First, she want to go downtown, because that's what she wanted to do. Then downtown turning, I want to go on the cruise. Okay, cool. Then we got back. She's like, I want to eat at the buffet. I said, I thought you don't do buffets. Well, I don't. But I'm going to go get something. We're going to sit with everybody. I'm like, that's what we're doing. Then she said, we're going to go to this event. Then she said, we're not going to the event. I said, whatever. I don't care. And why am I saying that, C? Because I get, come on. But you know why I said that, C? I give myself, because Didi said to me one day, be fair. I gave you the first 20 years to do your ministry. How long is it going to last? Are we going to be doing this for 40 years? Are we going to be doing this for 50 years? Since you was 20 years old. Yep, it's a rabbit hole.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, no. And so for those of you out there, you sitting there and you like, I feel y'all, but I got this business, I got to grind, I got to do this, I got to do that. Here's one of the things, again, and I'm not going to take credit for it. I learned a lot of this from E. And then I think I kind of had to reteach it to E once I taught it to him.
No question you did.
Was to shut people off. Like, I don't have no problem saying no. Carl, you was with me the other day. Now, Carl and I was with, his family stayed with us for a week straight.
Oh.
And me and Carl was together about every second of the day for a while. And Carl, you see how much we were going, right?
Bruh.
And then dude called my phone, what happened? And I promise you, I'm not a jerk. Like, some of y'all might hear me on podcasts, I'm a little stern and I'm a gorilla. But what happened? My man called and I said, yo, this is why I can't do it. And I had it on the truck. You can hear my conversation. You tell him what happened.
My man, so the dude called and literally he talked for probably about 3-4 minutes before C said anything. Like 3-4 minutes straight. And C is like,
But you hitting me a million times because you need some advice. And then jumped on the phone.
knowing that we had the events and all that, but literally my man called, well, you called him back. You called him back because he had hit you blowing C up at the event. So C's like, yo, what's up? You been hitting me up, everything all right. And my man just goes for 3 minutes straight. C just, and I was like, whoa. C turned and just said like, look, bro, I ain't trying to be funny. I just had 3 days of events. I've been away from my family, and you have been on the phone talking for 3 minutes. Right, I got a 20-minute car, so I'm calling you back. You talked for 3 minutes straight. You hadn't asked me nothing. Like you hadn't said nothing to me that I could help you with. Like I do not have time. I'm heading back home to my family. Call me when you need something.
Earl sitting there like,
I was like,
you can do that.
You gotta do it.
Here's the thing. I had 20 minutes of my whole day where I'm like, yo, I got my mama called me. I missed her call. My dad called me. My brother hit me. I ain't called him back yet. You done called me. So I'm calling you, and you just want to waste my time.
That's it.
And so rather than, I think, Carl, taking on everything or even balancing now, I'm saying get the time that you do have in order now.
Maximize
because some of your
that
time is spent by people who don't want nothing, who just want to call and talk and run their mouth, and you give them 30 minutes, and then somebody else call you an hour later, you give them 45. Before you know it, in an 8, 9, 10-hour day, you've given up 2.5 hours of your time, and then you grinding on family time when you shouldn't be grinding on family time because you didn't use the work time efficiently. So that's why now I'm able to, at 5 o'clock, except for the days we got calls. What is that? Thursday, right? Every other Monday, I'm able to put the phone down at 5. I'm able to enjoy time with the fam because I'm so much more efficient with my time. E, you taught me that a long time ago. I was like, man, E, it's not enough hours in a day. You was like, all right, let's look at what you're doing. And once we first started having success and blowing up and everybody saw E, that was everybody cue to call me like, see, how do I? And so I was on the phone with like some of E homies for like 2 hours trying to help them out. And and E was like, yo, either you gonna charge them and it's gonna be a business or you gonna tell them you can't do it. Because you wasting your time, and I think for me, the gorilla thing helps me quite a bit because I'm just not willing to give up my time like that. It's the only thing I got. You know what I'm saying? My time is the most valuable commodity I have as an entrepreneur, a father, a husband. Like, if I had an extra 10 hours in a day, I'd be the best husband in the world. Because I just take, what you want to do? Go pick flowers, let's go make it happen. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to use the time that you do have efficiently. And I promise you, if you look at your day, figure out how long you on Instagram, figure out how long you're responding to Facebook requests and messages. Figure out how much time you spent talking to your homeboy, your homegirl. I guarantee you, you'll get 4 or 5 hours back. People ask me another reason why I don't get on social media like that. Again, rabbit hole. But I remember when I was on Facebook and I could get on that joint and 2 hours later, I'm clicking on pics from people I knew back in 7th grade for no reason, looking at their family photo album for no reason. And now I done gave up 3-4 hours of my day. I'm like, I'm off of that now. I'm trying to minimize distractions and maximize the time that I do have to get it done as an entrepreneur, as a husband, and a father.
And I think what people gotta hear and understand is that there's seasons. Like you can't miss that. There was a time I remember going up to Quicken Loans and it was like, yo, execution is worship. Like we was on that. You can't text me and not get a text back in 3-4 seconds. We was on that. Like you couldn't email and not get an email back. Like Quicken Loans was firing folk for not responding in 24 hours. So that's the training we had. So I'm talking about everything we did was immediate. But bro, I had kids then. Like I'm just being real. I didn't have kids then. My son looked at me yesterday and was like, yo, what time Wildcrats come on? That's a show that I don't know where it came from, but every night at 7 o'clock. I've been in the car with E. We in doggone Houston. And my man called me on my dad's phone like, yo,
let's get it.
The show about to be on. You watching? And he FaceTiming me and holding it in front of the TV. I'm like, yo, shut down. 7 o'clock at night. I don't care what's going on. It's shut down.
Shut it down.
But it shut down earlier. But 7 o'clock, everything else, I don't care what's going on. It's shut down. So I'm saying it's a different season of my life, and we still grinding. We still finding ways to. You taught us this. Get up earlier. Get up earlier. Put an extra 30 minutes in before. Do your workout if you need to. Your devotion, whatever you need to do. Put an extra hour on the front end so you can make it back on the back end. But you got to understand the seasons that it ain't every day that you're gonna be.
That's the
either
key,
which
though.
way.
That's the key. Listen to the key. That was another key. They just gave you the key. If you're on the phone and it's not reciprocal. When you get off the phone, if you can't buy your wife a purse,
Right.
if you can't pay a light bill, if you can't pay mortgage, this is a key. We just gave you a key. You on the phone talking to somebody, and can I say this? Most of y'all gonna get a divorce off of what could have been. You trying to go after contracts that didn't even happen. So you spending time with my man on the phone for 30 minutes. He ain't, here's my problem. At the end of the conversation, he didn't give you a contract. So you wasted 30 minutes of an hour trying to get something that's not even, it ain't even a pot. It's not even a pot. What you got, 3 in the possible. You feel me? 3 in the possible. So I'm saying to you that what y'all got to understand is if it's not going to be a check at the end of it, and it's not a friendship, you shouldn't be on the phone with him. I'm saying it one more time slow, because I'm not trying to be mean. If it's not Quest, a friendship, and this is why I have a friendship with Quest, because if Quest called me and I tell Quest through text, your Quest, or I answer your Quest, this ain't a good time. Guess what Quest not gonna do? I know it ain't a good time, E, but real quick, I just wanted to say he's not gonna do that, right? So I'm saying if it's not a friendship and you call me and we're not going to get a check, then I cannot waste my time talking to you on the phone, because you wouldn't waste your time. You would not go to work.
Okay, let me ask you a question though, because you're a pastor and you have sheep and you have people who listen to you. How do you make the distinction between somebody who going through a divorce and you may need to be on the phone with them for an hour? They really may need your support. And then somebody who calling just to waste your time because they want to hear the hip hop preacher voice.
First of all, you don't know. First of all, and this may sound cruel, y'all like, yo, E, this ain't your swag. It is. When you call Michigan State University, they say to you, leave a message. If it's an emergency,
call 911.
Dial 911. So if you about to get a divorce, you need to call 911. Because what? You waited too late to be talking to me anyway. You about to get a divorce. You should have been talking to me. You should have been talking to me 6 months ago,
when you
a year ago. My mother used to say this to me all the time. I'm about to free some flamingo up, some chameleon perhaps. You about to get freed up. My mother used to say to me, do not make your emergencies mine. Those are your emergencies. Son, you should have come to me a week ago and told me you needed $40 to go on some field trip. You didn't told me the night before. I do not have $40 just sitting around. This is not my emergency. You will not be going with your homies on this field trip. You feel me?
He's still hurt. He's still hurt.
And let me tell you something. Here's what she told me. I bet the next field trip. I bet I won't have to tell you a week in advance. So I'm saying, see, if you call me and it's an emergency, you probably need to call somebody else, a marriage counseling. Then there do people who do call me and say whatever. I say, look, I'm not a professional. I'm your pastor. I preach. I teach. But that's not what I do. And then I'm blessed because they called Tamisha first. So I don't even got to worry about that. That screening process is already sweet. But I'm saying there's a pastor out there, and when you know what you're going to do, you're going to keep somebody's marriage together, and you need to go spend a night with them, because you're going to lose your marriage keeping their marriage together. So you might as well just go and get your stuff and move in their house, because you're doing a better job keeping their marriage together than you keeping yours together. At the end of the day, I can't possibly tell you how to keep yours together if mine is not together. Let me tell y'all what happened. Happened yesterday. See, I ain't on social media like that, but I promise I wanted to get a quick pic and just show the world the real. I've had to make a couple of adjustments. Greatest thing happened to me yesterday. We get off the, whatever we was on, the taxi or whatever. You know, my man towering over me these days. He grabbed me from the back. You know what I'm saying? He over me, got his arms around my neck, and Jalen's talking to me almost like if he was 5 or 6 again, but he a big kid and just loving on me. And I was like, yo, I'm not the dude to stop and take a picture of this, but y'all need to see this. Like, this is what it's about. It's not about the speaking and the motivating you and getting you to the next level. It's about doing all of this and my son still saying, hey, I want to be with my dad. I want to spend time with my dad. I want to be on this trip. So my daughter here on her birthday. Okay, keep going, see. I'm keep going. Y'all keep going. I'm going to read the text in a minute. Keep going.
Today's show is brought to you by HelloFresh. If you're like me and look at the Food Network and all these channels and watch all these gourmet meals and just lust after them, let's just be real, you're lusting after them. Guys, we have a solution for you. HelloFresh does all the shopping, the planning, and delivery. So all you have to do, guys, is put this meal together, and they give you the instructions as well, so you can create the gourmet meals in the luxury of your own home. So use the code SUCCESS30. Success30. Just go to HelloFresh.com and use that code Success30 to get $30 off your first week of HelloFresh. So make sure you check it out.
Here's what I wanted to say, Carl. I think like for a lot, people hear me talk about the order of operations, and it's not like something cute that I say. It's something that I really embody. Like y'all said already, I'm not a organized dude like that, because as you know, seeing E say I'm an alpha flamingo. So there's some like kryptonite is Superman's weakness. Organization is my kryptonite. So what I did is like for real, I set a calendar, and because I know my wife is organized, like for real, she used to be the gatekeeper for the CEO of Ally Bank. So she's highly organized. Like when it was stuff for me to do at the crib, like, yo, I'm asking you questions. Did you do X? And it gets on my nerves. But the very things that that's a part of the things that I like about her in terms of organization. So I say all of that to say, what are the systems that people are putting in place to make sure you know what your weaknesses are? I know my wife is organized. So when she asks me the questions because of my weakness, and I'm very familiar with my weakness, like I don't get aggravated over it anymore. There's an order. God first, my spouse second, my kids third. And like I said, it's not something cute that I say. I embody that. And because I embody that now, I can accept my weaknesses a little bit more and say, okay, yeah, you more organized than me. Like for real, when the money come in, it's to the point now I don't even know what I make. I go to her for allowance. Why? Because I understand, I know how the house works.
That's right.
And she's the organized one that takes care of it. So I give her the control of the house, and I'm all right with who I'm being. I get to be the flamingo. And when I need my stuff organized, like when she say it's time to cut it off, it's time to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying to E a while ago, when C was explaining like, yo, my man, I'm not trying to be funny, and your jaw and my jaw would have dropped. Because I can do that with y'all because we comfortable. Like E said a while ago, he'll call me and say, yo, Quest, now's not a good time. Yep, got it, cool. And I don't feel no way because we got a relationship. So see, I think I want to ask, as a flamingo, as a chameleon, as a turtle, how do you, like, for real, say to people like, yo,
take a gorilla injection. You know what I'm saying? You got to get you a gorilla injection.
Talk to C.
I'm just saying.
Hey, this real funny.
You playing, I could be the heavy for E a lot of times. Back in the day, E used to be like, see, shut it down. I don't even want. And I ain't had no problem with it. So you almost had to
get you a heavy.
Yeah, you need to.
I'm telling you, I was that weekend in Atlanta with C, and Kendall was there. Kendall was cutting my hair while I was on a phone call. And the phone call for me was like 10 minutes. Kendall was like, yo, that should have been about 40 seconds.
Easy.
I'm just saying the people around you. Kendall was like, bruh, when he said this, and that's the end of the conversation. Nothing else to talk about.
You know what I love about Carl though? Carl go from that, now he getting this new kid. He about to shut everybody.
He don't got it.
That's why
you got to let the gorillas, for real, and learn from them. But
I was thinking about when he charged the pass.
Oh yeah, that's what I just said. He didn't know no better. He was in his zone.
So he don't like, crazy. You gotta start charging.
He saw the behavior.
The man, the guy was like, "You want these DVDs? $200.
Let's get it.
Get up off my face."
Yeah, but he learned it. He had to learn.
Yeah, but like, Carl, we gotta slowly wean you off of it.
Yeah, again, Quest, here go the problem. People hear what you said, but I just want to make sure they catch it. The order of operation. So sometimes you do, like C said, when do you know? There's time. The movie, the part that hit me with the movie, is not that the dude worked and was a beast, but his son was waiting at the hospital for his dad. That was out of control. Your son died of cancer. And little man on the phone called, little man wanted to call, was like, no, I ain't gonna call. Then he looking out the window. Nope, he not there. Then he go in the hallway and he looking for his dad. Like, yo, you out of control, bruh. You quit your job. Your son is dying of cancer. Quit your job. So I got this text. Of course, Jada's birthday was the other day. We did a little something here, right? And guys, I just want you to know, like, you have to know what success means to you. This is what success means to me. I'm not telling you for it to mean that to you. But my biological father was not in my life. We didn't have the traditional family that I wanted to have with both of my parents. So my daughter emails us in the morning. Texts us in the morning. Thank you guys for such an amazing birthday. You guys are the best parents in the whole wide world. I pray I can be half of what you guys are to my kids. Love you guys. So for me, bro, I'm like,
that's why you're here floating around out here.
Bro, I'm like balance. You feel me? Like, yo, we do gotta grind, but here's the problem. You grind at your job and you making 6-7 figures at the job, but at home you bankrupt. And it's gotta be a balance, bro. So your wife shouldn't be looking at you like, why did I even marry you?
Oh.
Like, you working all day. We should have just stayed dating. I should have just been your
glad that ain't my
fiance forever. So that's what I'm just saying. So I just want you to think about it. E, what's the balance? Your wife not saying, why did we get married? Because I'm last. Or your kid saying, I hate ministry because Dad, you put everybody before me. So I'm not saying your family should be first, Quest. I don't believe in first. I believe Didi is the priority. But sometimes it's a call for business, and I gotta let Didi know I gotta get on the phone call.
Yep.
So I believe Didi is my priority, but sometimes the kids gotta come before. My wife said when we was at the North Carolina game, y'all know me, it's me, Didi, Jalen. Didi was like, nope, you and your son y'all ain't had no one-on-one. I'm like, I don't want to have no one-on-one. I want to be with you and him. She's like, no, y'all go to the game alone. And you know what that woman's intuition was for, man, that was the best thing Didi could have done because it's a male sport. So there was some places me and Jay went that Didi wouldn't have been comfortable going, and we had a great experience. We went to the shoot-around. Listen to me, parents.
Yeah.
We went to the shoot-around. We was only supposed to go to the game. We went to the shoot-around. We went and got something to eat together. We went to the game, and it was just us, and we got home at 1 o'clock in the morning. So all we saying, guys, is not to do business, just do all home, but for real, strike the balance. And what is the balance, see? You and your spouse got to sit down and talk about what that
That's
balance
for you,
is.
Yo. It ain't nothing for everybody.
It ain't for everybody. Everybody
Josh
don't have the
always
same
say that.
balance.
Somebody asked that Josh at the comment. Josh is like, yo, here's what it is for me and
Right.
my family.
Absolutely.
You got to figure that out.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah, some people, they're not tripping on quality time.
They not. They not. My wife ain't tripping on gifts. I've been getting her cards. You know, remember how we went to Australia, we talked whatever. So that's what I've been doing, getting her a card every day. And stupid stuff. Guys, you ain't got to buy diamond rings. Now, if you committed adultery, maybe you need to get a diamond ring. You know what I'm saying? You committed adultery.
It's going to cost
cash
you.
your wife
It's going to
out.
cost
You
you.
want more cash out with a new
cost you.
Bentley or something. You know what I'm saying? All my people out there committing adultery, you got to pay for that. All right? But right now, that ain't my issue right now. Right? So Quest, my girl, she's a foodie, right?
Yeah.
So she been, trying to do her thing, trying to be disciplined. So she got these pecan pies that she like at Walmart. Man, I bought her a card, signed the card, and I just put in there, you my sweetie pie, and put the pie with the hookup. She got into it with Jalen. Jalen came in and thought it was just a cute little gift, smashed half the pie, only bought one. I didn't want to tempt her. Jalen ain't had. She gonna come to me talking about, why you gonna buy me something and then eat it? I was like, I don't got nothing to do with that. I don't know. I was like, Jalen must ate it. But you know what she said to me the next day? Yo, that was a phenomenal card. The card. So some of y'all out there losing because you disrespecting C on the small wins. And it's not just the card. I wrote some stuff in it and I put a card down somewhere different every day. And she feeling it like, yo, you took the time to go buy them. You filling them out. You feel me? So I'm saying some of y'all think you got to go take her to some fancy dinner. They may not even want to go to a fancy dinner. She might want you to make your favorite dish at home, sit in the room, watch a movie. So I'm saying some of y'all trying to, we need to go, y'all on a cruise, we need to go on a cruise. You may not need to do a cruise right now. For you, winning might be playing Uno. Winning might be playing Goldfish, Connect Four. I don't know. So I'm saying we're not talking about coming out your pocket and spending money, but I heard a dude say to his wife here on the cruise, he was like, he asked her, I was tripping. So he was like, yo, so tell me, how did he say it? He was like, what's on your mind? That's what he said. What's on your heart? I'm sitting there like, this is crazy. They just sitting the two of them together, and he just break out, tell me what's on your heart. You know how long that conversation took. My man shut up and she started
My
going.
stomach hurt when you said it. I was like, whoa, that's a loaded
That's a
question.
loaded question.
Well,
It
we
ain't like
could be
you're
here
going
for-
nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, like,
If it's
tell me
going
what's
to ask
on
a
your
question,
mind.
this is the perfect time.
No
Pull out
doubt.
my journal and document it. You know what I'm saying? No, I got you. I think, E, as we talking about it, I think, one of the things that you said was just acknowledging the sickness.
Yeah.
You talked about it the other day. You was like, yo, I'm sick.
Yeah.
And that's why I got to get right and got to get centered. And
Yeah.
I think, all the way back to self-assess and knowing, where you are and what your weaknesses are is such a, big deal. Quest, you just talked about it, knowing what your weaknesses are at home, knowing what your strengths are, and then finding that in all relationships, right?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, he's, referring to, a husband and wife, but relationships in general,
Yeah.
right? We always talk about adding value to relationships and people taking too much. And I really want to, like, we always talk like the person who's getting taken from.
Yeah.
But in reality, there's people listening to this podcast who you're the one draining people.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to call nobody out, but we got 100,000 people listening to the podcast.
Somebody taking.
Right, somebody taking. And I'm saying, I guess, E, what do you say to those people who are the ones who not necessarily getting taken from, but are taken from people, are super needy, or always, calling on somebody else for something when they could, have it done themselves? I saw a sweet meme the other day that said, before you call me, stop and ask yourself, is this something I could text? I was like, no doubt. I was like, yo, thank God. Yeah. But what do you say to those people who, and maybe they don't even know it, right? Because you said, I got to acknowledge I got a sickness. Right. How do people who are the takers, how do they recognize that in themselves? Because they're so needy, most of the time they don't notice it. And what can you do to switch that?
Well, let me tell you something. Okay, maybe you don't notice it and just start paying attention a little bit more. But you should notice when you're the last one to get picked on the squad. You know what I'm saying? You the last. I always knew when we played basketball, something was wrong. I was the last dude they picked. You know what I'm saying? Now, football, I was the first.
But it was the height. It wasn't really.
No, but I was still last. I didn't have no game, period. I couldn't make a layup, right? And I knew something was wrong because they would say when they would pick me, I was the last one because that made the numbers. It's like, okay, we need 5. You know what I'm saying?
And they like,
is
Johnson here?
Hey, some people
He got his hand right.
Yeah.
You sure Smith ain't?
Some people be like this, though, see.
Is Smith still ineligible?
Yeah,
all
it
right,
be so
Thomas,
bad,
get in the
though,
game.
y'all, that sometimes they would just be like, we're just going to play with 4. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, don't even worry about it, E. We're just going to 4 against 5.
It's like the movie 300.
Yeah.
He came with his little shield. He couldn't get it up.
I couldn't get that joint up. You know what I'm saying? They
You
like,
gotta
don't even.
go.
So, but I'm saying, it hurt. Whereas when I played football, I was one of the first ones called. That felt good.
Yeah.
So in terms of friendships, you know when there are trips or different things, and you find out through the grapevine. You know what I'm saying? Or for real, you
But I still some kind of way, that mentality, they don't get it.
They get it.
They just be like, oh, y'all forgot to hit. I'll be there Tuesday. Like, oh.
I just don't know. I just don't get it. So just for me, that was it though. I realized in basketball, if you're gonna get called, you're gonna have to do something different. You feel me? And I realized.
But what about that person that's getting picked last all the time and they just still don't understand?
They
just happy to be on.
That's sick. I don't know how to help them.
No, I'm saying,
That's a
but
lack of self-assessment.
I'm saying those two things go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Some
That's
kind of
real.
way the taker don't never realize that they the taker. I don't know what it is. Only the people who give it understand that they the taker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody looking at them like that, but they don't ever change. And I'm saying there's somebody listening to the podcast right now who is a taker. Help them understand.
So I'm gonna get
who they
E a
are.
different word that might help you. It's a victim.
Victim,
Okay,
taker.
there you go.
That's a different word. I'm saying that might help you. You're a victim.
Right, because that was the time in my life where I was that person always. Okay, this is what you should know though. You should know if you're listening right now and you do the most talking on the phone, you're probably the taker. You feel me?
That's a tangible one.
Yeah. So somebody's on the phone.
Because I'm a flamingo.
No, for real. But it might be. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the conversation, Quest. Is there a time? And I know Didi always says that she struggles because she is a listener. She says she struggles because she's a listener.
Yeah.
So she like every time people call me, for the most part, it's some talking going on. I don't get an opportunity or whatever. So also know when you go out to eat, you never paying. Think about that. You never paying. You never leave a tip after you get paid for it. You don't leave a tip. You never put gas in the car. Jalen gonna tell me. Jalen gonna tell me something about some gas. I was like, Rondell was in the car, so Rondell probably didn't put no gas in. I always think to put gas back in. I just don't drop it off or whatever. And that's it. You don't ever think about others. So you got the car and you driving it and you only think about where you got to go. You don't think about where was the gas when they gave it to me. I'm gonna put the gas further. And it don't mean you always take, but you probably are more so. The other thing too, we got to realize, and it's not fair because some people are not naturally just trying to take, but it could be where you fall into your siblings. So you're not necessarily a taker, but you the oldest. Of course, the oldest are always thinking about whatever. My sisters ain't necessarily just thinking they takers, but they used to their brother. When we together, I'm doing something for them. So they get into the spirit when they're around me of not taking. I don't want to use that as a strong word, but they do get into it. My brother's the one that's usually cashing us out. So he might as well keep doing it. It's working. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of look at it.
Here's the thing for your takers. don't think that we, just because we generous or because we look out, we don't peep that you take it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that we don't peep that every time we go out, we got to grab the check. Every time we go do something, I got to pay for everybody. Like, don't think that we sitting there looking and just forgot because we doing well in life.
But don't think we mad though either.
No, I'm not saying mad. I'm just saying,
what
like,
CJ is saying is if you make that a habit of taking, there are some people who you're going to, what is the word, Quest? I haven't done it in so long. Overdraft. And then that bank ain't gonna want to deal with you no more. You feel what I'm saying? Because you spending money that you don't have. So just look at yourself and say, at some point, if I keep doing this, that good relationship is going to turn bad because I got, man, just a couple people, man, good people. I don't want to say no name, but good people. But unfortunately, it's like they keep coming back to this, gotta get this, or they don't have this. And it's like, yo, you do give, but you give where you want to give and not understanding that here was a moment. And there are moments, see, that's a whole other podcast. There are moments, our driver yesterday, like, yo, I could tell with our driver that they're not trying to get over. This is how they make their money. It's a tourist. This is how they make their money. So it ain't gonna kill me to give you an extra 20 bucks because I have it. But some people, man, they just don't see it. So that's a rough one. See, I haven't been a taker in I've been one.
The other small, tangible pieces, like for real, you call and you talking to somebody and there's no solution. We talking about the same thing. He said this, and I did this, and then this happened, but then he didn't do this. No solutions. I'm just saying, at least give me one.
They might need to make a list.
Same
You might be a taker if.
You know
what I'm saying? Put the list.
Oh yeah, let's you might be a taker if.
But what are you saying that for? You would think they're gonna change? See, they might say, I am one. I'm a professional taker.
No, I'm hoping that you could come on the other side.
Okay.
Because people always say, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but, and I'm like, you guys know what I mean. People want to be around me and E. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being for real. Like, on the ship, wherever we at, you know what I'm saying? Like, in life, people always flock to E, they flock to me. But that's because we give. So the average person come in my space, you're going to walk away feeling better about yourself, not about me. I teach people that all the time. If we come in contact, if me and Will come in contact with each other and Will walk away going, man, CJ sweet, I lost. I want Will to come out of that contact going, man, I'm sweet. And so when you get people like us who are low maintenance, right? And I'm just using me and E as the,
maybe that's another
alpha males of the,
low
but I'm saying,
maintenance.
low maintenance, like, I tell people all the time, why you think E love me? People think E just like, oh, I see, because y'all did well in business together.
Well, we did.
I'm low maintenance for E. E ain't got to call and pray with me 3 times a day. He ain't got to worry about whether me and Candace beefed out. He don't have to worry about none of that. Like, I'm not going to take from E. I'm not going to take, I think I've probably done the least amount of taking from E of anybody in this world. Why? Because I understand as a friend, yo, he got this many people leaning on him. Let me be somebody who pours into him. Let me take the load off of him. Let me make sure I got Jalen down in Atlanta straight and he don't have to worry about it. And I think I want people to get on the other side of the coin because it feels better on that other side when you can be one who actually is taking care of people, who's pouring into people. And don't think it always got to do with money.
Giving is sweet, though.
I think
Receiving is sweet, though.
No, I think it is. I think it is for a period of time. But then people build up resentment, and then they don't want to give you nothing no more. And then you got to go find somebody else to leech off, and you're constantly in that position.
And we're
I'm
not
even
talking
about
money either.
Yeah, I'm not talking about money. It has nothing to do with money.
Giving up
It has
yourself,
nothing to do
giving
with
up
money. I got people who, when my phone ring, I look at the caller ID, and I'm just like, it's gonna be too much. I don't even have that kind of energy to invest right now. So I see him calling, and I'm like, yo, I might even have a free 20. But I'm like, emotionally, I can't go there with you because I know what this conversation is gonna mean. And you wanna, and like I said, I'm not saying I'm not willing to help, but ask yourself, you might be a taker if every time you get on the phone, I got to do something for you, whether financially or otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So, and let me tell you what
financially
financially too, though. Don't fly past that.
You're right, but I'm just saying,
Cash App. Shout out to Cash App. Hey, you know what was so funny,
That's
right?
how you know if you're a taker if you got Cash App.
No, because we got Cash App. But here go the thing. Let me say y'all
weekly.
taker. Look, so people will hit us all the time in our family. They like, we need a couple dollars, so they got the Cash App thing, right? So one particular family member had asked us for some money, so we sent it on the Cash App. And they had never used Cash App before. But we had, of course, been cashing our whole family out for years on the Cash App. And so they called and was like, yo, I think I got it, but how do I get the money out? And Candace was like, oh, I don't know. I ain't never received it.
Wow.
She was like, no, I'm for real.
It's a message in
She was like,
itself.
I don't know how to actually withdraw.
Right.
I've only ever given.
Right.
And I was like, well, I just died laughing because she was just like, I can't help you with how to get money off the app into your account.
Wow.
Because I never did it. And I'm like, wow, you know, you look at people and I'm saying, so you might be a taker, if you know how to accept.
If you could give me, you're a taker, if you could give me the step by step on how to get money.
So let me say this though. This
for
what
real.
made the trip so difficult for me, see. Definitely wanted to do it. I was one of the ones that was like, a cruise is gonna be the one. You feel me? I was like, yo, because I've been on a cruise, right? But I was like, yo, it's gonna be a struggle because you're gonna have a couple people who are going to legitimately need some support. Like legitimately, bruh. Like for real. They have not been blessed to get in this circle. So they gonna get here and the circle gonna be here and they should take advantage of it. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? Like you hoop and you meet Kobe. Come on. You hoop and you see LeBron. You in high school, you see Bron. What, you not supposed to say something to Bron? So the challenge is going to Kobe and getting some advice from Kobe, but not to the point where Kobe now gonna be pissed.
But do me a favor, at least be a college All-American.
I got you.
That's what pissed me
I got
off.
you.
No, because
That's a good
I
point,
told
too,
somebody
though.
the
I
other
love
day,
it. I love
I'm
it.
not trying to be funny, but you probably shouldn't come to me if you're trying to get your stuff off the ground and make a decision whether you're about to quit your job and start working. I'm like, you need to come to me when you hit 100K and you hit a ceiling at 100,000 and you need to figure out how to break through. And so, because that's not fair. And you know I always talk about the levels and respecting the levels. You getting ready to do your first speech, ET ain't the one you need to go to for advice. Find somebody who a little lower, who started their YouTube channel 6 months ago,
That's
and get the
hard to
information from them.
accept.
Because takers always want to go straight to Kobe. Look, if you ain't a high school All-American and you struggling to make the team, you the last man on the team, you don't need to talk to Kobe.
Right.
See,
Like Kobe don't have nothing for you right there.
Could it possibly be then that takers don't understand that giving is a science, an equation, if you will? Because, like, for real, from a spiritual perspective, you understand if you don't understand it through application, you understand through theory that give and then it'll be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and then running over with good measure. So could they possibly, because I remember there was a point in time where I was a taker. You understand? And I, like, for
And
real,
you
you always
need to
just
be.
trying to holding on to stuff. Like you think that, all right, I got $5 to my name in my pocket, but I'm
It's
going
survival
home
mode.
to a house full of food,
It's-
and like this dude who don't have no home, if I give him this $5, then I won't have no more money. But you going home to a house full of food, even if you don't have any more money. So could it possibly be that
that's
they don't
good. That's another
understand the
podcast.
science
No.
behind giving?
It's the desperation behind it, and that's why showed me one of the lessons he taught me when we started off. He said, I never do business with broke people. Remember? And I remember because we was at Michigan State and we hired a DJ for the Advantage program.
Oh, terrible.
Now, mind you, in a
Terrible.
university setting, we was paying my man $250 every Thursday night, every Tuesday or Thursday night, whatever it was, to come out and DJ the Advantage. And all he had to do was DJ for about 15 minutes before the event and 15 minutes after the event. Now, we're giving him $250. Now, it's coming through the university budget. So anybody who has ever dealt with a university know it takes forever for the payroll. So now I explained to my man up front, yo, it's gonna take about a month for that first check, and then every 2 weeks after that, we can get you a check. But it's gonna take a month for the first one. So lo and behold, he like, oh, I'm good. So then a month goes by, about 2 weeks in, he calling me. What's up with that check, bro? I'm like, okay, it's a month. So then boom, he gets paid, and then he comes in DJs, and then the next week coming, he like, yo, where the check? I'm like,
But you told
bro,
me
I
in 2
just
weeks.
But you
told you.
desperate though. You can't.
He calls me back the next week like, this is my last time doing it. I can't do this. And I'm like, bro, because you desperate. And he was like, yo, see, don't do business with broke people. And I'm not talking about money exclusively. Broken, period. Yes. And let me tell you, one
they
thing,
want
other
too
thing
much.
is,
They need too much.
And let me get this off my chest too. For those of you takers masquerading as givers, and let me tell you how you know you that. When you give, and then you turn around and say, where's mine? And there's some of y'all out there, and you know who I'm talking to, but that's what you do. You give and you act like you ET, but then you turn around a month later and you like, you owe me. And that's not a giver.
It's not the spirit of giving.
No, I'm just saying, but it's so many people like that who understand the science quest like you talked about, but they don't understand the full science in that it's coming back to you in its time.
Yeah.
Not you don't
And
get
not
to cash
necessarily
that
the
chip
same form.
in every time you want it.
Not
You know
necessarily
what
the
I'm saying?
same form either.
Right.
It may
Oh,
not
yeah,
come
no.
back in a monetary
Yeah.
sense. I don't know if you remember this, but you told us a long time ago, yo, I don't give nothing away that I can't afford to
I
lose.
can't give it to you if I can't afford to lose it.
So it's like there's no expectation of it coming back. I'm giving
Yeah.
it away knowing full well that this
Yeah.
is it. I ain't
Right.
expect nothing back.
Yeah,
like
you gave
I'm
away
willing to
$1,000
lose
that
this.
you didn't have. You shouldn't have given it away.
Yeah, no,
Because you
no,
don't
no.
have it to give, and then
Yeah.
you're expecting that person to give it back
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
no.
And if they
no,
can't,
that's my
you
new
go-
thing.
yeah.
That's my new thing. I'm like,
It ain't no
people say borrow. No,
It ain't no
you can
borrow.
have.
You
You
can
can
have
have
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned
What
that
is it?
from
600?
Keep
Cool.
it.
6?
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah, just don't
Yeah.
ask me again.
So here's the challenge though, see, with doing the
No, I'm just
cruise.
saying, you got my 6 still. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good.
No,
I don't want
and
it
that's
back.
the last one, though.
Because guess what?
Yeah.
You're going to pay me back 300,
Yeah.
and you're going to pay me back 100.
But then you're gonna need
And
another
they-
1,000 in the process of the 100.
no,
Yeah.
just take the 6.
Yeah.
Take the 6,
Take the 6
bruh.
and let that be it.
Take
so,
the 6.
so I was struggling though, see, because yeah, real high up that, y'all. So he must have that spirit. So see, I was struggling because I was like, yo, as soon as I say we're doing a cruise, I already know that people are coming. So my struggle though was, I'm a giver, and listen to me. You should take. There's a certain point in your life. Like, I didn't become a pastor when I was in need. There was a time where I had a pastor. I wasn't always a pastor. I needed a pastor. And then it came to a point where I was no longer comfortable with my pastor. And that's when I knew I'm probably not comfortable, because not he do nothing wrong. I probably need to start doing what he doing for other people. You feel me? But when I got on the ship, I was like, yo, this is gonna be tough, because I got my family, I got Dee Dee, I got my mom, I got, you know, other family members coming. And so I was like, it's gonna be a challenge, because some people in my family don't know, like, when enough is enough. You feel me? Like, here's also when you don't know. You're not, when you know you're a taker, when you're never aware of, you're not ever aware of when something is enough. Like, you know how when you get in the car, I don't know about you, Quest, what's the first thing you do when you get in your car? What do you look at first?
Yeah, you just
Beyond that seatbelt stuff, what's the first thing you do? Let's say when you turn the car on, what's the first thing you do when you turn the car on before you take off?
Oh, you look and see if there's any gas in the car.
Because if there's no gas in the car,
Going nowhere.
that's how you know somebody don't know how to drive.
Yeah.
They get in the car and run out of gas. You're not a real driver.
Shout out to my wife.
Because you don't.
Shout out to
My wife said she ain't never looked at the gas
I'm just
tank.
saying, you don't know how far you can go.
I'm like,
see,
unbelievable.
You don't know how far you can go if you don't know if it's gas or not. So here's the deal. My mom, I love my mom for this reason, because my mom had called me and told me, son, I'm coming on a cruise with no expectations as your mother of being able to spend time with you. But if you have some time,
I'll take it.
I would love to, me and your father would love, if it's dinner, if it's whatever y'all doing.
Excursion.
She just like, whatever, I want to be a part. But now this is why I had to tell some other people who I'm very close to, who are family members, they can't come. Why? Not because I don't love them. And this is what I told them, see, we're going to have to do a cruise alone, because there's no way for me to work and invest in you in the way I want to invest in you. So my mother was like, I saw, my wife told my mother yesterday, where you been? We ain't see you. My mom's like, oh, we went on an excursion. You know what I'm saying? But we knew that you did. I said, Mom, I tried to text you. My mom's like, I ain't paying for no text stuff, so you gonna have to tell me on the ship. But when I saw my mom after not seeing her the whole day, it wasn't she wasn't salty.
Yeah.
It wasn't, she didn't give me no look like, I'm your mother. I brought you in this world. My mom was like, yo, this is a work cruise. So there are people who don't have access to you, who need access to you. I'll see you at some point at home. You know what I'm saying? And if it get that bad where I feel like I don't see you enough, I'm gonna call you and shut you down and say, son, get your butt to the house for dinner or whatever. I'm gonna say we need time together. So I'm just saying, see, there are people who are not aware. You get on the phone, you never aware if that other person told you how their day was. You're not aware if they told you how their kids was doing. You're not aware of any changes in their life, because when you get on the phone, you spend the whole time just talking about you. And so that might be another indicator. You don't know how much gas in the car. You don't care how much in, because you called them to talk to them. And how long are they gonna take that? Is it a year? Is it 2? If it's a gorilla, you got about 2 conversations.
Yeah.
The flamingo, you got about a year or so before they even get pissed, because the flamingo didn't get to get in there and get in that car. How long for the chameleon before?
The chameleon can ride it for a minute, but at some
Okay,
point.
at some point even the chameleon gonna get, so come
No,
on,
you
see.
being real, no, because I thought about, I got the healthier relationships that I have, even with people outside of y'all, like, even like, you could tell, right? Like people who just so used to giving, like I take Josh and my boy Wood, for example, every time we have a text conversation, it's like, no, how your family doing? How's the job? And he like, we can't even get out of each other what we're trying to get, because both of us like, don't talk about me and my family. Like, yo, I'm like, how's the surgery rotate? He like, it's straight, but how's the crew? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even get nowhere. But my friends who takers, I know everything. I know everything. I know everything. I know what they had for dinner last night. Hey, man, shout out to Organifi, man, sponsor of this segment. We got the Organifi on the boat, baby. We Organified out, man. They've been doing their thing, of course. Those of you who've been rocking with us for a minute know that Organifi is the real deal. So here's the deal. To truly thrive in all areas of your life, you cannot ignore the importance of health, all right? I've learned this firsthand, and many of us, time is our most valuable asset. That's why I love Organifi Green Juice, an organic superfood green juice powder. You can just add water and get your greens in anytime, anywhere. When you invest in your health, you gain more time because you have more energy to focus to get through your day. The best thing about Organifi Green Juice is that it actually tastes good, all right? For all of our listeners, we have a special deal so you can try it yourself. Use the promo code SUCCESS at Organifi.com to receive 20% off your order. Again, that's Organifi, ORGANIFI. Use the promo code SUCCESS to receive 20% off your order, and we own it. Real quick, you want to jump into Ask ET? What you got, 8 minutes?
Yeah, 8 minutes.
All right, let's do it.
My wife said this better not be.
Yeah, we talking
No. Yeah, sorry, y'all. We got
podcast.
Yeah,
It
I
better
got
not
you.
be no 2 hour podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, I
what
got a
happened?
text
Let him
already.
know.
I got a text already.
Let him know.
No. Oh, yeah, no.
Let him know.
I think my wife still sleeps, so I think I'm good.
Mine too.
It's 8:15. I don't know what time it is for real. I think it's 8:15.
8:14, yeah.
All right, let's go with Lucille in Montgomery, Alabama said, hey, E.T., longtime fan, quick question. When presented with new opportunities, how do you size up whether or not it's right for you?
Man, this, you just said it. You size it up. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to take you from whatever level you are to the next level? Like if you average, is it going to take you to good? If you good, is it going to take you to great? Sia tell you guys. And Naomi know I'm about to cry right now. Glenn know I love them, man. I love Glenn and Naomi like they family, bro, like they blood. And I had to say no about the tour to Australia because while it was advantageous the first 3-4 years we did it, with, man, just right now where we are as a company, bro, it's just not a good time. And I'm not even talking about financially. I'm talking about with my wife. Yeah. You feel me? Like, it's just not a good time. Jada's in her sophomore year. Jalen just graduated. I'm about to put more time into him, helping him, with the business that he's trying to do. It's just not a good time. So money is not always the indicator. I'm gonna make $100,000. She'll tell you, I done said no. I done said no to money, bro.
Yeah, we still pissed about it. Don't go too
Oh,
far.
okay, yeah. You said I done said no to money because it just wasn't. Money does not always mean it's a great opportunity. You feel me? So, yeah, I just feel like if you're at one level and that opportunity is not going to be a, what's that called, Carl? A platform to take you to another one, then I'd say, to me, it's not worth it, bro.
All right, Vic and Elaine said, hey, E.T.
What's up, Vic and Elaine?
Thank you so much for everything you do. We've been working on our business together for 5 years now, and business is going extremely well. We're married, and being business partners has recently undercut our marriage. It seems like no matter how hard we try, we can't get the spark back for our marriage. Do you think one of us needs to step up and move away from the business, or can we get that old feeling back while still working with each other?
I say before you quit, we talked about this. What was it, the podcast? What we talked about this at? We talked about how, like a football player, an offensive football player, he got a quarterback coach, he got the offensive coach, he got the coach, he got strength and conditioning. So I'm just saying, before you give up on your marriage, I think what you did wrong, and me and Didi talked about it the other day, I think you think that it's gonna be easy for marriage because you're in business and you never talk through what that looks like. Go get a coach first. Let your coach tell you where the boundaries should be. Take the assessment test. I think there's some things that you need to do first before you quit and just give up. Yeah, Denzel still got a coach. If Denzel got an acting coach, you're gonna need 1 or 2 marriage coaches. Yeah, get some coaching. Call Quest.
Tell him give me a call.
Right. How you do that? See, how do you get to Quest? Call Quest right now.
Breathe You.
Breathe You. Go to Breathe You. Look for Quest Green.
Yep.
Let's see.
My bad, Quest. I should have shot you out.
No, you good.
I'm sorry.
You good.
What Tim in Fairfield said, E.T., when was the last time you were scared?
What? Give me scared, see.
When the boat was rocking
I was
on
gonna say, no doubt.
Sunday night.
Sunday night when she tilted like that.
Oh, no. when we was doing our session, we was doing our first Scottie Pippen session here on the cruise, and I thought we was on a cruise, and my man was on a speedboat, and I saw that sucker going up, water coming up to the front. I was like, muster H, muster station H. I told Carl, go get your life jacket. This is the first time in my life I had to do a session with a life jacket boy on. So yeah, I just like the cruise.
Hey, no, that's the real deal. Fair or foul, y'all know I was getting motion sickness easy. So that night, the boat was rocking. I'm talking about this joint was going. My wife done cut on the TV, the little sound escape TV.
Yeah.
So she had the ocean waves on the TV.
Wow.
So I'm half asleep
with the ocean,
with the boat rocking, and I can hear I thought it was in the room. I was like, oh, it's over. I was just like, I'm going to sleep, because if I die, I'm going to die in my sleep.
We did.
Like, yo, it was like, I'm talking about, it was so vivid in the room. I was like, oh wow, water done penetrated the cabin. I'm like, it's over.
I'm dead.
It's over. And I got up in the morning. I was like, man, babe, I had a dream that it was like the water was in the room. And she was like, oh no, my bad, I had turned on the fan.
It was.
I was like, oh Lord, for real, I just was like, hey, I'm going to sleep, because if God take us, I just want to be asleep. I don't want to be nervous with the water coming in the room.
I had to fair foul, they don't tell us, we on the 14th floor, that if in case of emergency, go back to your muster station.
For those of you who don't know, a muster station is where we had to go for our security briefing when we first touched down. Everybody got to go to a muster station.
I don't even know where H is, to be honest with you. I got to try to run up to my room.
So if it's an emergency, you got to run to your muster station.
And I got to wait on some kid making $7.35 an hour to be my security station. I'm like,
your
I'm
life
good.
coordinator.
Yeah, my man even like he wanted to be there.
I got the vest
I just walk with
on.
my life
I
jacket.
just told Didi we're gonna throw a queen
right
size
there.
mattress out on the hookup. I'll try to rope around me and you since you can't swim. Right from my midsection together like a diaper. And we wrap that sucker around twice. You jump, hold your breath underwater. No, you can't swim, you hold your breath. And then we're gonna come back up and we'll lay on we'll just lay on the mattress and somebody get here.
Who got a flare? Oh man, all right.
Me and my girlfriend, all I need in this life is said.
Right. So yeah, man, that's it for us. Real quick, March 18th, we're in Dallas. What's up with Boston? We
I can't heard about Boston.
Boston is,
Van Noy hit me up.
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't even know about it. Van Noy hit me up. Like, how you coming to Boston and you ain't gonna look up?
Okay, look
like,
on etinspires.com/events. We don't have the information right here, but I think it's May 20th. We're in Boston, so if you're on the East Coast, come out, get this work. Also, March 18th, we're in Dallas, Texas. So if you're in the Houston, Dallas,
come on, get some barbecue,
San Antonio,
some barbecue
wherever you at, man,
wings
to take control. The take control session's been insane.
Each one getting better.
And
Each one.
excited about that. So other than any more announcements, the next podcast you hear will be with the live studio audience. We thought we were going to do the podcast up front, so we thought this podcast would be with the live studio audience. But we'll do one Saturday
with the
whole cruise. We'll have some special guests on. Jamal is here on the cruise. I know people want to hear from him again. Josh is here. So we'll get some people on.
That sucker might go 3 hours. It might be
it could be,
3 hours.
Yeah, brace yourself. Yeah, brace yourself, because it's going to get ugly.
Easy.
I'm about to go check on my wife, see if we can get some breakfast, and then hop off on this island and get some excursion stuff going in. I'm back in the ocean.
Next year, wherever we are, they need to be with us.
Yeah.
Next year, don't be listening to the podcast, be there.
After you left, she jumped in the ocean and swam. I was like,
we went out there.
Yeah, we got to swim together tonight.
Yeah,
out there?
Oh, no,
out there.
I'm saying she swam.
No, he swam.
I know she from Lansing. I ain't know that Caribbean.
I'm half white.
Out there.
Half white.
That's what that is. That's the half white side coming in right there.
My wife always said, like, where was I going to learn to swim in Detroit? I'm like, I don't know. We had a pool down the street. So I learned how to swim very early.
Oh, Belle Isle. Yeah, you could have. Nobody want to get in that Belle Isle water.
Hey, go
you might not get out of it.
Hey, go leave us a review on iTunes. Give us a nugget of the day so we can get up out of here.
Hey, the nugget of the day, man, and I'm looking at it right here, right? I'm looking at it right here. Look, there's no limits, y'all. We looking straight ahead. What you see, Quest, is nothing.
I mean, just pure
nothing.
sea.
The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
Yeah.
The only limits are the ones you put on yourself. Like, for real, I might have said that before, but never on a vessel this large, just looking at the mountains and whatever. Hey guys, come on. And here's the deep part. Yup, thank you. Here's the deep part. When you take the limits off, everybody take the limits off. My son said to me yesterday, yo, Dad, wouldn't it be sweet, since we Thomases, for me to own a property in St. Thomas? He's like, how much you think that costs? I was like, I don't have the slightest idea. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna work on that. I think I wanna have my own property here. I was like, oh, okay, you don't have one yet in the state. He's like, don't worry about the state. That one's guaranteed. I'm gonna find out how one costs. So when you take the limits off yourself, you take the limits off your babies, you take the limits off your friends, you take the limits off those that are just around you. So take the shackles off. What do you call it, Carl? Golden
Handcuffs.
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 They ain't real, y'all. Take them things off. And here we are now. I was on a cruise 15, 16 years ago for the first time by myself, having worship, looking at the sun rise. Now we're here with hundreds of people. Man, we went from being here singly now to as a company. We're doing a conference here. So take the shackles off, take the limits off. It's your boy, E.T.
Do you got on nail polish on
Yeah,
your
yeah. Flesh.
Okay.
Clear.
Flat.
Clear.
No, I
Yeah,
heard
they
it was
clear.
No, he got on. No, he got on.
What I was gonna do the pink,
No,
but
that's
it was
pink.
too heavy.
That is
That's
Yeah.
pink.
That's the
Bro, I'm
flesh.
sitting here looking at my toenails like, wait, my joints is great. I'm like, how did you get the
flesh boy.
now you know, that's how
Take
you
the
know.
limits off.
Yeah, take
the
the limits
off. Take the limits off.
I'm gonna keep them limits on.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep them limits on. Hey, we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Macho man.
I
I
got
want
to
to be a macho man.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You make this, you concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity.